Hi, my name is Nancy D, and I was fired on Friday for saying that I was having a hard time finding empathy for Charlie Kirk. Apparently, I was doxxed by a convicted and pardoned January 6th on Twitter, and so my name and my company's name was put out there, and then my company was flooded with calls for my termination, and this is day one of unemployment. But I've now started getting calls to my personal cell phone, and I'm worried that not just my name and my employer's information is out there. I'm worried that my phone number and my home address are.
So today is apparently my last day. They just fired me, terminated me because they see my videos, man. Look, they gave me a letter of termination. Letter of termination, man. I was a bad representation of the organization, and I'm no longer here, man. This is look at this shit.
Not only did they fire me, they banned me permanently from the premises and escorted me out to my car. I wasn't even allowed to walk through the building myself. I was upstairs at one of the bars. I was working, and the big manager that you hardly ever see, like the manager that when you see him, you know there's a problem, comes and gets me. And he was like, pack up the money in your well. We're going to move you around a little bit. I'm like, okay, they need me to cover a break at another bar or whatever. So anyways, we walked down the stairs, and I'm like, okay, what bar are we going to? So he walked straight into the office, so I follow him. And he was like, what I mean by we're moving you around is you're not going to be working here anymore. And I'm like, can I ask why? He was like, because of some videos you posted. I said, may I ask what videos I posted? He said, you know what you posted. I said, okay. He's like, I'm going to need you to sign these termination letters. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to need a copy of those. I was like, what is the exact reason for my termination? He was like, not following the code of conduct. I said, okay, fantastic. Austin is a red city.
This isn't just about Charlie Kirk or right versus left. It's about what happens when tragedy meets hate, when speech outruns empathy, when people forget the human cost. We saw people mock a death, then feel backlash, then some crash, react, defend. Some regret, some double down. The cycle is painful for the deceased, for their family, for public discourse, and for the mockers themselves. At the end of the day, speech is powerful. It can wound deeply, even more so when masked in humor or cruelty. Consequences happen. We have to hold people accountable when they cross moral lines, especially celebrating death. But we also have to ask, what kind of society do we want to be? One where we can speak, but also respect boundaries, empathy, and the dignity even of those with whom we vehemently disagree.